Okay, so we're gonna film this in the car because I don't want to sit down and do it any other time. And also when the memories are fresh in your mind, we're gonna do our commentary and review and opinions on the Oneus Reach For Us tour stop in Phoenix. So I'm sure all the other tour stops are gonna be different experience from Phoenix, but this is our experience. And we had, just forewarning, we had the VVIP, so the super one with the group photo. We'll get to all of that. Let's start from the beginning of the night. We pull up and parking was $10 cash, and we didn't carry cash with us. Well, we had a $5. Mommy had a $5 bill, and the guy running the parking was so epic because he's like, you know what, it's okay, I'll cover your other half. Just go park. And we were like, oh, for sure. Mom tried to offer him trail mix.
I didn't have cash, so I could offer you something.
Yeah, but he was kind of busy when she came up. So anyway, we get out of the car, she's offering him trail mix, and she's like, go get in the line. I was like, okay.
The VIP check-in line.
There's 3 lines going right now. There's the GA line, which is already down along the freeway.
Well, there's 4 lines.
Where are there 4 lines? There were 4 lines, you're right. So one was already down the freeway, which was GA, and then you had the VIP check-in, which was going into the parking lot. And then you had the merch, which was going around the outside of the building. And then
when we first got there, the merch line wasn't so long.
The merch line was not very long, which was
but it
really
was staffed
stupid.
by one person.
One person for the whole entire night was doing merch. Mom's gonna get gas, so I'll talk. The 4th line was the Fast Pass line, which was the pre-entry, which was going around like under the Ramada, so around the inside part of the outside of the building. Does that make sense? If it doesn't, I'm sorry, but that's just how that is. So I get in the VIP check-in line, it's not too long, and I'm like, okay, cool, no worries, like, just gonna do that. Mom comes back and she's like, let's divide and conquer. So she went to the merch line, and I'm in the VIP line. It's great, it's fine. We get to the VIP check-in, and Mom is still in the merch line, and I'm like, oh no. We had this really awesome 2-moon. She's like, hey, I'm gonna go and stand in your mom's spot to keep her spot in line, no biggie. She's like, I'm gonna go stand in the spot. Don't worry, your mom can do the VIP check-in, and then she can jump back into the merch line. So she did. We checked in, and then Mom came back into the merch line and sent me to go find the back of the Fast Pass line. This stupid Fast Pass line pisses me off. Okay, we got gas. So now, where was I? I think I was saying I was pissed off about the Fast Pass line. So,
Which wasn't Fast Pass at all.
it wasn't Fast Pass at all, and let me tell you why. I get to like the end of some line, and Mom is in the merch line still. So I'm on my own for this one. I'm like looking for the Fast Pass line, and I'm like, I go to a staff member and I ask them, hey, where's the back of the Fast Pass line? Like, can you tell me where I can go? And the girl is like, well, have you been standing in the line? Like, have you been here before? And in my head, let me tell you, I was like, if I had been here before or been standing in the line, would I be asking you where the back of the line is? No. And then I was like, no, I just want to know where the back of the line is. We just got here a little bit ago. And she's like, well, it's back here, sweetie. Her attitude was stank.
Everybody's
attitude was stank.
Well, no, we had a couple. The security guard that let me sit.
There was an epic security guard, let me tell you. And that parking lot guy.
Parking lot dude.
Those were the 2 best people that worked at the Marquee, and I hope good things come to them. Because they dealt with us. But that chick's attitude was stank. And I was like, hey, whatever. So I'm like looking at this line because it's wrapped around the back of the building. I'm like, how many tickets did you guys sell for the pre-entry? They said, oh, about 300. Last concert, last tour, March of 2022, they sold 100 pre-entry tickets, and they advertised this pre-entry for this tour as 100 tickets selling, and they sold 300.
I didn't know they advertised advertised it.
I didn't know either until
There's 100
people I was
tickets.
talking to were like, they advertised as selling only 100 pre-entry tickets. And I guess, because when I told them they sold 300, they're like, that's not what they advertised. So they screwed up there. Whatever. We are standing in this line for 3+ hours. So we make friends, we talk to people, it's all good. And like about...
They moved the line like
They moved
3
the line,
lines
so...
times.
The first time they moved the line, it was staff that said, hey, we're just going to move you all down here. There's a lot more people than we anticipated coming.
300 people, dummy.
So that's fine. We're moving down, and we get moved down to like the little gate barrier that gates off the back of the venue where all the stuff is getting shipped in and the boys are coming out and they're saying hi. They went on scooter rides and it was the cutest thing ever. I had a cute little interaction with Keone because he came out and he's waving and everybody's like, oh, like, thank you for coming tonight. He's like, oh, thank you. And he's walking inside and I scream, I'm like, have fun tonight. And he like whips around and he gives a thumbs up and he nods. And I was like, yes, good stuff. So lots of cute little interactions with them throughout those hours of waiting, which was nice.
But that's where we met the epic security guard. So, you know.
He gave mommy a chair because mom's like, I'm not standing.
They had a bunch of folding chairs just on a rack. And I'm like, hey, is it okay if I use one? And he's like, well, I don't know. I said, yeah, I get it, you know, because if you give one to me, then everybody might want one. I got it. It becomes a problem. No worries.
Mm-hmm.
So as time goes by, and like
We have 2+ hours still of waiting.
he's just hanging out. He's like, he pulls one off. He's like, here, yeah, go ahead, just have a seat. I'm like, thank you. That's really nice of you. So I got to sit on a chair.
He
while we
was
waited.
so cool, and then he got to teach us about some calls on the walkie-talkie. So that was a lot of fun. But then, like, about an hour before we're supposed to go in, there's a 2-moon that comes out, and she's screaming. She's like, you need to back up! We're too squished here! Nobody's listening to her because who are you to yell at us? Who cares if you're squished? And she's like, we're too hot up front. We're squished. You need to move. So then we like kind of moved back. We're like, hey, whatever. Whatever.
Not me, I sat in my chair.
Mom sat, so I moved back with the rest of the line though, but she stayed in her corner, which was fine. And so we moved back. 30 minutes before we go in, there's another 2-moon. And she is out here screaming, you need to move back if you want him to let us in. Okay, you. We're not going to listen to you, you're 2-moon. Here's the thing. If you wanted us to move back so bad, send the staff after us. Don't send another 2-moon after us.
Or politely.
Or be polite. Don't
Hey guys,
scream
does
at us in
everybody mind
anger.
just going back a little bit? We got really smushed up here. We just really appreciate a little space.
Like, that is how you go about this. You don't go about it attackingly.
And like, move. I'm like,
They had attitudes,
No.
and they were being rude as hell. Like, they are screaming at us in literal anger, and you're like, no. But here's the thing. We call this guy Mr. Marquee Man, because he had a Marquee shirt on. And he comes over, and he's, like, looking between the girl and the line, and the girl and the line. And he starts directing the traffic of the line, but he looks confused. So we ask Mr. Marquee Man, hey, is she part of staff? And he looks at her and goes, yeah, she's part of the tour. Sus. Anywhoomst. With that drama of a line, they start moving the line up and checking people in. They said the ticket time was like 5:55 to get us in, so we're slowly moving in. We get in, and the barrier's already packed. I thought I had a shot at barrier, which it was really sad to know that 300 tickets were sold, and so my shot at barrier was like gone. It's whatever. I put up with it. So I ran in as close as I possibly could. And here's the thing. I'm going to tell you about 2-moons, and like it, don't like it, y'all stink. As in, like,
Literally.
your attitude is Also, put some deodorant on.
shower or something.
But I go up and it's like there's all these tall freaking people in the second to third row. And so I'm tapping them. I'm like tapping them. I'm like, hey, excuse me, do you mind if I scoot in front of you so that I can see? They're ignoring my presence. Absolutely can't even be bothered to acknowledge my presence. And I am physically like tapping them. Whatever. So then I see this other two people. I'm like, hey, y'all are tall. Do you mind if I scoot in front of you? And there's a space in front of them. Okay, I could fit. I'm small enough. And they look at each other and they look at me and they just have this look that's like, yeah, funny. And so they're like, and I was like, I see you don't want me to be there. That's fine. It's cool. Don't even bother. So I stood in my spot. I had a view between necks. I could see in between necks. And I'm like, good enough. I can still see the center of the stage. I don't even care. But while this chaos was ensuing, I met some new friends. I met 3 girls, Allie, Izzy, and Kira. I'll pop a picture on them somewhere at this time. There will be a picture of a selfie we took. Picture credits to, I believe it was Izzy. I spent most of my concert time with Allie and Izzy. We had a blast, and now we're like mutual friends. So, yay! I'm glad I met them. And so we spent the concert together. They were chill. The concert starts. I'm like, this is so amazing! I'm so close! That lasted 15 minutes. Unfortunately, all of the tall people then scooted into each other, and then the back of like the venue started pushing in. So I had a view of a back. I could see head, back, head, shoulder. I could not see the whole entire concert. The only thing I could see was Lido when he would come to the side of the stage, and then the backup dancers. I watched the backup dancers the whole entire concert. And if I wanted to push out, I couldn't even push out. They were squishing in so much. So I was stuck. I couldn't move. But I had really nice friends. Miss Allie took some video for me. She got a video of Sexy Back for me because that is the one video I needed in my life. So she got a good view of that.
And my phone decided to be
And Mom's phone broke.
I got everything else you wanted on video.
She did. She got all the other videos for me, which was so great because I couldn't see a thing. They still sounded amazing. Their performance level was like up there. They are always a good group to see. I always would say, hey, if they're in your place and the tickets are within your budget, go see them. They're great. I like them. Good set list. So we're going on. The end of the night comes, the end of the concert at least, and so they start clearing out. They start squishing all the VIPs.
But I have to say, at least this time they squished us inside instead of outside, because last year we had to stand outside in like what, March, and it was cold.
Last year was freezing cold.
Very cold at night.
It was like 10 o'clock at night.
For all of you who don't know that, yes, Arizona gets hot, but it also gets real cold at night.
So it was like 10 o'clock at night. And we were outside last year just waiting in the cold. But this time they squished us inside, which was really nice. But I have to say, there were like 2 to 3 lines of just regular VIP that went through the high touch, and there were like 12 lines of VVIP. So I wonder how many tickets they sold. I'm gonna bleep that. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Sorry. They sold too many of every ticket, in my opinion. But hey, it's a money grab. Do what you gotta do. Whatever. Capitalism at its finest. So all the VIPs go and they do the high touch, and then the VVIPs follow and do the high touch as well. We go down its age order, and it's like a soccer game. Good game, good game, good game, good game, good game. You don't even get to admire them.
But you're mask free and you're glove free.
That was the best thing. No mask, no gloves, no plexiglass.
You got to touch them.
They were so nice. Like, they didn't even have masks, which I thought they would have, at least.
Yeah, I really did too.
I genuinely thought they would have had masks, but they didn't, and it was amazing. Their smiles were wonderful. They were wonderful. Hong Woong complimented my outfit. We go down the line, and he's like, oh my god, I love your costume. That is the second time he said he's liked something I made for this concert, because last year he liked my hat. And this year he's like, I love your whole costume. And my bias.
Make sure you put a picture in there. Your costume.
Oh yeah, I'll stick a video of the costume I took, or yeah, a video I took of the costume. Proper grammar, please. But I'll insert that. I'm dying that my bias liked my costume 2 concerts in a row. Yay! So we do the high touch. They line VVIP back up in the same exact lines we went into high touch for. As in, you are behind the same person. And the line that started is the same line leader. They tell us, hey, count groups of 11. By the way, this is gonna go really fast. We don't care if you're behind. You're gonna go. There's no exception, so figure it out. They're like, don't waste our time and don't waste your time. And we're like, okay. So Mom and I count 11 people. Originally, Mom was 11 and I would have been 12. So we had a single 2 moon come in front of us to break that so that we would start our own line and go together. They take the first person in our line and they shove her in the photo with the group that's going before us. It's so fast, we didn't even have time to like reconfigure, and they don't give a damn. So I'm in a panic and I turn around and I shout, just a single 2 moon, please come and break this line. And every single 2 moon stared at me like an idiot and didn't do a damn thing. You stood there. So I have beef with 2 moon about that. And even Mom's telling staff, I'm not leaving my kid behind. That's my kid. And they're like, well, we don't care. Go. So I shove Mom ahead. I'm like, just go. I don't even give a damn now. Pictures are taken. And the lady that's always yelling at us, like staff lady that's always yelling at us, she comes to me and she's like, okay, honey, are you excited? Are you ready? And I'm like, no, not really. Because genuinely, my mood was killed in that moment. Absolutely killed. And she's like, okay, well, don't worry. We're gonna walk you down the way and you can wave, say hi to the guys. You're gonna go sit in the very last chair by Gian. And I was like, cool. No problem at all. They rush you down those chairs. You don't even get to say hi to them, really, when they're like, go wave, say hi. Yeah. So I'm like, waving. Hong Kong's like, hello again. And I go, oh, hi. That was cute. And then Gion's adorable. And he's tapping the chair that I'm supposed to sit on. And he's like, you can come sit here. And he taps the chair and does a little hop. And I was like, oh my God, you bet I will. So I sit down. Cute, while people are still sitting down, I had time to have a little tiny conversation. He's like, thank you so much for coming. And he tells the girl next to me, thank you so much for coming. And the girl and I both were like, no, thank you. And I told Gian, I said, thank you for coming back to Phoenix. And he puts his hand over his heart. He does a little nod and a smile. He goes, oh yes, thank you. And then we take the pictures. It's literally 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, okay, go, get out. Yeah. I'm like, really? You pay all that money? No. You get a little bag, a little goodie bag, gets a little signed ticket. I think it's a signed ticket. You get some photo cards, you get a lanyard. Bag's cute. I got a Soho signed ticket. Mom got Lido, which is her wrecker. Also, she got the sit by Lido, which she enjoyed that. That was good. And then,
well, if I gotta get separated,
that's what yeah, so I mean, I guess the only good thing that really came out of being separated is we get 2 different style photos. She sat by Lido and Soho, and I sat by Hongmun and Xion. It's pretty epic. But we leave, and I guess, but didn't you say one of the staff members complained about me?
No, they didn't complain about you.
But they made a snarky little comment.
I stood off to the side instead of walked out of the area because I wasn't going to leave her in there. And I just said, hey, that's my daughter. You guys separated us. And the gal's like, oh, okay, you can just wait there. And she turned around and told the other staff, that's her daughter. She's going to stand there. And the other staff, this young girl, just rolled her eyes like, I'm like, you guys are the ones who messed up, not me. I'm not, I mean, granted, you were perfectly safe where you were at, but I'm like, I'm not just going to walk off and leave my kid. I wouldn't walk off and leave my friend, but I mean, at least I had the relationships. I don't know what
yeah.
to say. oh, you have to leave your friend. No, I'm like, dude, that's my kid. I'm not leaving my kid behind.
But I think it was dumb because I'm like, you're the ones that screwed us over anyway. So it's your fault
Yeah.
that this is happening. And it's also your fault I caused a little scene by screaming for somebody to come break the line, because there's a whole reason I go with my mom. And it's not to be separated from my mother. I don't give a darn if it's for a 2-second picture. You don't separate the kid from the mom. I don't care what age you are. Don't do it.
Especially after you tell us to figure it out because it's our problem.
Yeah, because it's our problem.
And I'm like, but then you made it a problem when we did what you asked us to, and then you punish us for it. It's kind of stupid.
So,
But whatever.
I will just say the staff stunk booty, and I hate every staff. Hello 82, my music taste, the actual venue staff, they all suck for the most part. And they're rude and disrespectful. They treat you like garbage. The boys themselves were fantastic. They were wonderful people, and they were still jumpy and excited after the concert. During the high touch, they still had energy. During the photo, they were like all for it. It was great. Also, they are so pretty in real life. Whew.
And shorter.
And way shorter. Like, to me, I'm like, oh, like, isn't Soho and Kyoni, like, tall? I mean, they're tall to me, because I'm still really short. But, like, compare them to ATs. ATs were giants. Oh my god. Monsta X were short.
Which surprised me because I thought Hyunwon was
I thought
really
Hyunwon
tall.
was way taller than he is in person.
How tall is he? I thought he was like 6 feet tall or something.
I thought he was like 5'10" to 6 feet.
We're gonna have to Google that.
We're gonna have to Google that.
He was not
He was short.
as imposing as I thought he was going to be.
I thought he would have been, like, But either way, I thought the actual concert itself, the set list, the guys, they were absolutely amazing. And I recommend you go see them. Do it. Why not?
And they do Blackpink better than Blackpink does.
They do Blackpink better than Blackpink does Blackpink. Mm-hmm. They did Venom. That was good. And I don't like Blackpink. Hot take. Anywho, do I recommend you get any of the VVIP or the VIP? VIP, maybe, because genuinely, no, actually, I don't even recommend doing it. Don't do it. Waste of money. To be very honest with you, the way they treat you and the way they rush it is not even worth a dime.
Yeah, I would
That is
agree.
I think that's the last time we'll do VIP for Oneus. We did it both times with the Blood Moon and the Reach for Us, but I don't think we'll do it again based off of this experience because it was so damn terrible. Not with the boys, by the staff. And I can tell you, the staff will absolutely kill your mood. They will kill the entire vibe of the concert sometimes.
I just think any high touch is not.
All the high touches
I will
we've been
say
to.
this was AT's was the best high touch because they let you take video. This one was, I would say, second best because you actually got to touch.
Yeah. And see their face, and they can see your face.
And there was nothing
no
between you and
plexiglass.
them. It was just,
That was like a genuine, that is back before COVID high touch. That's what we got. And it was amazing. So yes, this is the second best high touch. But I mean, I think for any high touch, it's not really worth the money.
No, it's not.
We have been to so many now at this point that we're just like, they're all the same and they all suck at.
You get an autograph, which is great, but it's like, one, you never know who you're going to get, and two, it's like you don't get to see them sign it, which is part of getting the autograph is watching them actually sign something that you want them to sign. Wish it wasn't so expensive, but I get it. They got to make money, blah, blah, blah. So they got to do what they got to do. I get it, but I probably would not do it again.
Overall, go to the concert, but don't do the high touch. If you do the high touch, fine. If you want to spend your money, please do it. Because it's really cool in the moment, but I can tell you staff will kill your vibe in an instant, and they can kill it for the whole entire thing. They're plain and simple. But do it to support the guys, because that's why we do it. We're there for the guys and the guys only, but it's hard to enjoy that sometimes. The guys are amazing though. So, concert was great, staff stunk, overall review, don't go to the marquee.
But Oneus definitely got bigger. Their fan base
Oh
definitely
my
got
god,
bigger.
they filled the marquee, and thank goodness, because that means we're hitting arenas next with them,
Or at least bigger.
or at least a bigger theater,
A
like
big
Comerica.
theater. Yeah. Like
Oh my god, like
yeah. What's the X?
Stray Kids.
Stray Kids, yeah.
Yeah, they can fill a bigger theater than the marquee.
Definitely. So we'll get chairs.
Yes!
The marquee is standing room only, so.
Maybe we'll get barricade chairs one day. Fingers crossed. I want barricades so bad for them, and I'm talking barricade. But yeah, there's our review. It's very opinionated, and I don't care. Like it, don't like it.
That was our experience.
That was our experience. We had a lot of fun with the actual, like during the actual concert.
Use that V8.
Damn, that V8 though. Anyway, so yeah, there you go. Thanks for listening. If you listened, do what you will with this information. And I guess I will talk to you guys about another concert when that time comes. Bye!
Bye.
Oh.
Bye.
There you go.